मास्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्ट्वांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ अथाश्वलायनो भगवन्तं परमेष्ठिनम् उपसमेत्योवाच, अधीहि भगवः ब्रह्मविद्यां वरिष्ठां सदा सद्भिः सेव्यमानां निगूढां यया चिरात् सर्वपापं व्यपोह्य परात्परं पुरुषं याति विद्वान्। So, we have some portion in the Sanskrit commentary left, just to go through it. The Sanskrit commentary, we are in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th line. Sarvam papam, it's explained as nikhila dukkha karanam ajnanam. Have you located that line? The line starting with papam, right? So papam is nikhila dukkha karanam. The cause, karanam, the cause for nikhila dukkha, entire dukkha, all dukkha. What is it that the karanam for all dukkha, the cause for all suffering, human suffering, is ajnanam. He says ajnanam. And ajnana in its own peculiar ways manifests as samskara, that he says samskaram cha. Samskaram cha. Whatever samskara, the impressions left in the mind, right? Every action leaves an impression. Every experience also leaves an impression, right? Every experience leaves an impression in the mind. Every action also, activity also leaves an impression. Like even when we walk on sandy soil, sand, we leave our footprints. Like even that, all the activities, all the experiences leave their impressions. Some are strong, some are not strong. And some actions repeatedly we do, right? Like walking, we repeatedly do. And then that leaves a stronger impression. Some we do only once or a few times, that leaves definitely a less stronger or weaker impression. Similarly, experiences. Some are repeated experiences, definitely the impression should be strong. And the mind has its own peculiar ways of looking at experiences. It's not that, like even a kid's mind. A kid's mind looks at things in its own way, through a kid's eyes, right? So it may be unimportant for an adult, for the parent, like the balloon burst, okay? Balloon burst. The heart-shaped, red-colored, golden-colored balloon burst. This girl's balloon burst, whereas the brother's balloon is still intact, or vice versa, okay? How? This is too much, very painful. The heavens have crashed. What happened? Balloon burst. Heavens came and fell down. Very important. So that's how the kid looks at things, no? The parent cannot try to tell reason with that kid, no? It's only a balloon, okay? No, nothing doing. So it has its own ways of seeing things as important, as not important. So depending upon that, this determining what is important and all that, it's not always with the intellect, not with the brain. And many times it is with the heart. The heart decides what it sees as important, right? Then there's a strong impression is there in the mind. And then the impressions keep on collecting, keep on gathering. And they say, people who study, the samskara, people who study psychology, etc., they say, nothing goes unrecorded. That every impression, every experience, there is a record of it. It may be weak, it may be buried under other impressions, but then it is still there. See, when we walk on earth, say wet earth, right? Then suppose you walk ahead and then I walk behind you, my footprint, what do you call that? No, it's not overlap, it erases. It erases your footprint, right? That happens. It disfigures your footprint, disfigures it, even erases sometimes.
Sometimes it's stronger.
Huh? Yeah. So peculiar, its own peculiarities are there. But then here, with reference to impressions happening in the mind, nothing is overwritten. You don't, rewritable. No? Nothing is rewritten on that. No? Everything is written. Everything gets written. They are very, very strange. The mind, particularly a kid's mind, nothing goes unnoticed. Everything is recorded. Everything is recorded. Very interesting. And what is important, what is not important, it has its own way of deciding. Right? And that forms the core person, and then that influences the adult's life. That's why they say, the child is the father of man, right? It should be the man is the father of the child. It should be that way only, but no, the child is the father of man. Why so? Because the child, with its impressions, influences, forms the core person, and that is what influences the adult's behavior, outlook, response, all that is influenced by what is recorded as a child. What as a child one learned influences how one responds as an adult. Very interesting. Okay. Now here, the samskara, whatever that's an impression that's left in the mind, and this samskara does not finish with just one janma. There is a carryover also. Purva janma, all that carryover is there. Unless it finds an expression to besmear out, to smear it out, till then the samskara remains. Sometimes a samskara may trigger repeated behavior, repeated experiences it may trigger. Very, very deep, very profound, something which is not easily fathomable. Samskaram cha. Ajnanam samskaram cha. Okay. Then continuing. Vyapohya. We will read also. Vyapohya. Vividham parityajya. Vinashya. Ityartaha. In commentaries we find this expression ityartaha. This is the meaning. It means this. Iti artaha. Iti artaha. This is the meaning. Vyapohya means vividham parityajya. The vi in the vyapohya, vi apohya. The vi is vividham, variety of it. The gamut of all samskaras, vividham parityajya. Totally giving up, that's the meaning. What does it mean, parityajya, giving up? Vinashya, destroying it, discarding it. Iti artha, this is the meaning. All the samskara, all the papa, vinashya, destroying all the papas. How all papas get destroyed? When the kartrutva Bhoktrutva is gone, right? Only then all papas go away. And that Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva goes away completely only by Jnanam, knowing that I am Akartru, Abhoktru, Atma, Shuddha Atma, Asanga Atma. So, Vinasya Ityartha. Then he further explains Parat. There is the word Parat Param in the Moolam. No? What is that Parat? He explains Sarva Jagat Karanat. Parat means Sarva Jagat Karanat, the cause for the entire Jagat Prapancha. What is that? We saw in the morning as Maya. That is the one of the many meaning, one of the few meanings, but this the best meaning can be given. Maya is the best meaning. Sarva Jagat Karanat. And then continuing, Param. Param means what? Utkrishtam. Utkrishta means higher. Higher than the high. Parat, Param, higher than the high. Then, what is it again he says? Ajnana, Ashraya, Vishayatvabhyam, Purusham. That is Paripurnam. Purusha means Paripurna. Pari in every way, in every way. Look at Atma Swarupa in whichever way you want. It is Pari. Any way you look at it is Purna. Paripurnam. Also, earlier, now and later, right? That is also Paripurnam. Whatever, irrespective of Kalam, irrespective of Desha, it is Paripurna. And also, in Ajnana also, still it remains Paripurna only. And when Ajnana dispelled, of course it is understood as Paripurna, right? Before Jnanam, after Jnanam. Either way it is Paripurna. The only difference was that in Ajnana it was not understood as Paripurna, right? In Jnanam it is understood and owned as Paripurna. That's all the difference. And Purusha, Purna here, he says Ajnana Ashraya and Ajnana Vishaya. This is a very subtle question here, subtle point here he makes. I will just mention it, I will not discuss it here now. It's a little involved, okay? Now the question is, one question comes, what is the locus of Ajnanam? Where is Ajnana located? You say Ajnana, where is it? Suppose you say Devadatta is sitting on the chair. No? The chair is the locus where you can find Devadatta, right? Similarly, you say Ajnana, where is this? Where do you find? Where is it seated? What is its locus? Ajnana, Ashraya, what is it that? And then Ajnana, you say Ajnana of what? About what? Where is it? And what is it about? Vishaya, what is the Vishaya? What is it about? Ajnana is about what? Is the Ajnana Ashraya and Ajnana Vishaya. The question comes in later discussions in certain books. Now look into this question. What is the Ajnana Ashraya and what is the Ajnana Vishaya? There are two standpoints. One standpoint only I will mention now. Both Ajnana Ashraya and Ajnana Vishaya is Brahman, Atman. This is one standpoint. Atman, Brahman is the locus, is where Ajnana finds its place. Ajnana is manifest in Brahman, Atman only. That is where you find. Why? How do you say so? Everything finds manifestation in Brahman, Atman only, right? Every Namarupa finds its manifestation in Brahmatma. So do Ajnana. Ajnana also finds its place, finds its Ashraya, the locus, in Brahman, Atman only. Therefore, Ajnana Ashraya is Brahman, Atman alone. And what is the Vishaya? What is it about? What is Ajnana about? Ignorance of what? No, suppose I say I have ignorance. Then you will ask, ignorance of what? Suppose I say I don't know. I don't know. What do you don't know? I don't know Korean language. I have to say something. No, I don't know this. I don't know that. I have to say. So that is a Vishaya. The Korean is the Vishaya for my not knowing. Ajnana Vishaya. What is this Ajnana Vishaya here? Again the very same Atma, Brahma alone is the Ajnana Vishaya. That is, I don't know Brahman Atma, the Swarupa. That is the Ajnana Vishaya. So here the commentator Acharya takes this view that Ajnana Ashraya and Ajnana Vishaya both are this Purusha. Purusha is the Brahman Atman is the Ajnana Ashraya and Ajnana Vishaya. Let us not go into more discussion on this point now. It's not necessary at this stage, and it's also a little involved. Okay? So, Ajnana Ashraya and Ajnana Vishaya is since the commentator mentions, I am saying this. Otherwise, I would have skipped it. Okay. Then, Paripurna. Purusha is Paripurna, full in every way, fullness in every way. Then, continuing, Yati. Yati means Upaiti. Goes, reaches. Then, that means Prapnoti. Gets, obtains, gains. That's the meaning. Goes means gains. That is the meaning. Here we remember, the going or the gaining is figurative, right? Ajnanena as though not gotten, by jnanena as though gotten, like the necklace example, Dashama example. Jnanena prapnoti, that's all. And who gains? Vidwan. The knowledgeable person, the wise person. Who is this wise person here? He explains. Ahameva Saha Asmi Iti Sakshat Karavan. The one who has this Sakshatkara. Van means one who has, one who possesses. Like Dhanavan, Gunavan, when you say one who has Dhana, Guna, right? So when you say wealthy, that wealthy is meaning one who has wealth. Okay? So similarly, Guna, Sakshatkaravan, one who has Sakshatkara. What is Sakshatkara? The intimate understanding, clear understanding, free from any doubt, free from any error. That is the Sakshatkara. Intimately knows that it is me. Saha ahameva asmi. That Brahman indeed is me. I indeed am that Brahman. I am Brahman indeed. That's the one understanding. It's also called aparoksha jnanam. Sakshatkara or aparoksha jnanam. Immediate understanding, clear understanding, no doubts whatsoever. Right? Nothing left to be understood. Right? That is a complete, total understanding, clear understanding. And there is no separation between the Brahman, which is known, and me, the Atma. That is, I am that Brahman. It is known that the person knows that I am verily that Brahman. That Brahman is verily me, the Atman. That's the Sakshatkaravan, is the Vidwan. Okay. Now, the Ashvalayana, the great Rishi, approached Parameshti, Brahmaji, the Guru, and then put his request. Please teach me Brahmavidya, he asked. And then he expressed his understanding of what it is. What is Brahmavidya? He has expressed. Why do you want to know Brahman? He has told very clearly, Varishta, Sadasadbihi Sevyamana, Niguda, Yaya, Achirat, Sarvapapam Vyapohya, Paratparam, Purusham Yati. That's why I want to know. He has very clearly expressed. Now, what should the Guru do? What would the Guru do here? Care of Mundaka Upanishad, Bhashyam. Now, in the Mundaka we see this verse, no? Tad Vijnanartam sa Gurumeva Vigachet. This will keep on repeating. Pariksha Lokan will keep on repeating. See, a few mantras it helps to get by heart. If not the entire Upanishad, if not the entire Gita, some shlokas like Karmanya Karmaya Pasyet, etc. Karmanya Vadhikarahate. Right? Some shlokas, because we need to recollect to our analysis, to our own mind repeatedly. Some shlokas it may help, oft repeated. important shlokas. This Pariksha Lokan we'll have to keep on reminding to ourselves. Pariksha Loka, Nasti Akrita Krite, Brahmana Nirvedam Mayat, etc. etc. So similarly, next one, Tad Vijnanartham, Guru Meva Abhigacche, Samitpani, etc. Okay, the Samitpani, the Shishya goes to Guru and then says, Adihi Bhagavo Brahma, etc. Properly asked, says. Then what does the Guru do there? He says, Tasmai Prashant Chittaya Samanvitaya, etc. Guru starts the teaching. Right? Yattadatresh, no, Avihi, Sannihitam, etc. etc. All that, the teaching starts. In the Bhagavad Gita, later on, towards the end, in the 18th chapter, almost Krishna completes the whole teaching, and then he asks Arjuna, Krishna asks Arjuna, hey Arjuna, did you follow what I said? Did you understand what I said? Kachidetam shrutam tvaya, etc. He asked. Did you follow? Did you understand what I said? Right? And then, while commenting on this, Bhashyakara Shankaracharya says, why does Krishna ask this question to Arjuna? Because he says, the Shishya, it is the Guru's responsibility, role, it's part of the Guru's responsibility that the Shishya kritartha kartavyaha. Shishya has to be made kritartha. The fellow has to understand. See to that the fellow understands correctly, completely. This is part of the teacher's job, he says. As in any teacher's job, even a school teacher's job, the teacher's job, part of the job is to see that, make sure that the children understand, the learner understands correctly. Right? So it is part of the role, part of the job, right? Part of the responsibility of the teacher. Acharyasya dharmaha pradarshitaha, he says. Krishna shows this is Acharya dharma, he shows very nicely, he says. Shishya kritartha, Shishya to be made kritartha. Suppose Arjuna had said that, Krishna, sorry, can you begin from the beginning again? Start from the beginning, start from Ashotyan onwards again, Krishna. Arjuna was a very sharp man, sharp mind, had a sharp mind. He said, I understood. Krishna, I understood what you said. Right? And then he says, Nashto, Mohaha, Smritihi, Labda. I have understood this. I have gotten this understanding. My delusion is gone, my confusions are gone, etc. He says. So, a very beautiful narrative there. So, it is a teacher, that Guru takes on the responsibility of unveiling, unfolding. Therefore, here, immediately the Upanishad proceeds. Right? Immediately the Guru starts unfolding, teaching. Tasmai sahovacha pitamahascha shraddha bhakti dhyana yogat avehi. Tasmai, unto him, unto Ashvalayana, Sishyaya, unto Ashvalayana, who was Prapannaya, who was approached properly, Parmeshti, Saha, Pitamaha, that Pitamaha, Pita, father, Pitamaha is grandfather, grandsire. Why is he called Pitamaha? This is one popular name in the Puranas, etc. for Brahmaji, Pitamaha. Sometimes you can see Brahma Pitamaha. It's added to Brahma and who is Pitamaha. Pitamaha is grandfather. The living beings have their own parents, mother, father, the parents are there. And who is the father of all the fathers? That is a Pitamaha here. That is say, if your father of all fathers means the first cause from which everything comes, every being comes. That is the Pitamaha, the grandsire. Pitamaha, ha, uvacha, ha, indeed, verily, uvacha, said this. The grandfather, the grandsire, indeed, said this, answered this, said this unto Ashvalayana, to him. Okay. What did he say? Interestingly, he did not talk about Brahmavidya here, but he said, what are the means for Brahmavidya? Interesting. So because without the means you cannot get it. The means you need to know, and you need to have those means. You have the means, then you will know. Therefore he mentioned the means first. Upaya, jnana, upaya, jnana sadhana, he mentions. Shraddha, bhakti and dhyana. These three he mentioned. Shraddha, bhakti, dhyana. Shraddha is translated as faith or trust. Okay? The English word faith usually does not convey the meaning of Shraddha correctly. Okay. We'll need to, we have seen this word Shraddha already, we would have seen. Okay. Trust, faith, Shraddha. And then Bhakti, devotion. Again it's a translation which needs understanding. And then Dhyana, meditation. So Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana. By trust, by devotion and by meditation. Alright. Are these three various means, that is to say, by any one of these can I have Brahmavidya, or all of them together? Right? Suppose you say, what I eat with the fork and spoon, right? I eat with the plate and cup. Then what does it mean? You either eat with a plate or spoon or cup. Is that the meaning there? I use all. So here, is it one that I take to or all I take to? Therefore the word yoga is there. By taking to all. Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga. Yoga here is taking all together. One meaning of the word yoga here. Take all of them. You need to take to all the means. Now we have this sadhana chatushtaya, no? And then samadhi shatka we have. Sama, dhamma, titiksha, etc., etc. we have. No, is sama is enough? Why should I have dhamma? Is necessary? Is dhamma necessary? Is uparati necessary? All are necessary, right? Right? So there is no what you call shortcut. There is no shortcut. There is no, like in school exams we have no choice. Answer any 3 questions of the 5, and then sometimes we leave out something. 10 lessons are there, we leave out 1 or 2. Choice, right? We leave it out. Here, is there any choice? I'll take to only dhyana or shraddha. No, all are needed. So that's why the yoga, the word is there. Take all together. Maybe you may take to these in order, in sequence maybe, but all of them have to be taken too. That is one meaning of the word yoga here. And another meaning as given in the English translation we have, yoga is practice, abhyasa. Practice, and by practice, you know what it is, and then whatever you need to practice, you practice. Like karma yoga is something to be done. Karma is to be done. Okay? Upasana is something to be done, something to be practiced. Jnana is not to be practiced, of course, but then karma is to be practiced, upasana is to be practiced, samadhama, etc. to be practiced. Therefore, yoga means practice also. So, by Shraddha, by Bhakti, by Dhyana, etc. Okay. We will look into the Sanskrit commentary and then we will look into the meaning of these words separately. The Sanskrit commentary. Evam prishtaha. Thus asked. Evam prishta. Thus asked by Ashvalayana. The Brahmaji who was asked thus, evam prishtaha, and then tasmai, unto him. Tasma means to him, unto him. What is it unto him? He explains, Swasishyaya Brahmavidya Arthine. Swasishya, his own Sishya. Now it seems that Brahmaji, Parameshti has accepted, has taken Ashvalayana as his Shishya, worthy of Siksha. The word Shishya means Siksha Yogyaha, fit to be taught, ready to be taught. One of the meanings of the word Shishya. Siksha Yogyaha. Siksha means teaching, and then Yogyaha means fit to be taught, ready to be taught. Swa Sishyaya. How did Brahmaji know that Ashvalayana is ready? Look at the question. Parisametya, Upasametya, how he approached is there. And then look at the question, Varishta, Niguda, Sadbihi, Sevyamana, etc. He says, yes. And then there is a test. That's how the Guru can understand in a way the readiness of the Shishya. So, Swasishyaya. And what does the Shishya seek here? Brahmavidya Arthine. Arthi is the one who seeks. One who seeks Brahmavidya. Brahmavidya Arthine, unto that seeker of Brahmavidya. Then continuing, Saha. Saha means he. Who is that he? He says Guru. The Guru. And who is that Guru here? Sarvajnaha. The all-knowing. Brahmaji, who is Sarvajna, omniscient, Sarvajna. And then Ha Kila. The particle Ha means Kila. Kila means indeed, verily, truly, indeed. Ha Kila. Ha means Kila. Then Uvacha. Uktavan. Uvacha means Uktavan, said. And who is that further? Who is that Guru here? Pitamahascha. The grandfather, the grandsire. What is the meaning of grandsire here? Who is the grandfather? Father of father. That's all. That he explains here. Jagat Pitrinam. Dakshadinam. Pita, the father. Father of whom? Daksha Adinam. Daksha, etc. Who are Daksha, etc.? Jagat Pitrus. They are the Jagat Pitaraha. They are the ones who procreated the entire life, all life forms. That is Jagat Pitru. They are the fathers of the all beings. Daksha and other Prajapati. You have the word Prajapati also. Daksha Prajapati. Right? These are the Jagat Pitru. He is the Brahmaji is the father of all these fathers. That's why Pitrunam Pita. Therefore Pita Mahaka. Okay. That is to say, he is the first born. Therefore everything is born after him, from him. Therefore he is the Pitamaha. Okay. In Bhagavad Gita also, in the somewhere he says, I am the Pita, Mata, Data, Pitamaha. I am the mother of everything. I am the father of everything. In why? I am the grandfather of everything. He says, Krishna says, I am the grandfather of all. So, Pitamaha. And who is this Pitamaha here further? Kamala Sanaha. Asana, seat. Kamala, a lotus. For whom the lotus is the seat. Okay? Kamala Asana. One who is seated on the lotus. Kamala is a figurative. We can take it as metaphorical here. Kamala is the heart. The heart looks like Kamala, lotus. Okay. Who is seated in the heart of all beings? That is the Kamalasa. Metaphorical meaning here we can take. Whether Brahmaji is literally sitting on the lotus, we don't know. Right? How big should be the lotus? And where is the lotus? What is the color of the lotus? All irrelevant questions. So Kamalasana, the lotus, seated on the lotus, the half the heart, Kamalasana. Then here we have the mantra Pitamaha Cha, Pitamahas Cha. Okay. What does the Cha mean? He says Chakaraha, Apikara Arthaha. The Cha means not and here, also, the Pita too, Pitamaha too, that's the meaning. Chakaraha api. So this man, Ashvalayana, asked the question, and that man also replied. We say, no, he asked the question and he also replied. That he also is the meaning of, api is the meaning of cha in the Chakaraha means the word cha means api. That's the idea. That's a style. Okay? Chakaraha apikara artha. Then the commentator explains it further. Saha pitamaha api uvacha. The Pitamaha also replied. What does it mean? Further he says, Natu upeksham kritavan ityartaha. Did not brush aside, right? He considered the question and then answered. Did not, what do you say? Upeksha, don't care. Ignore, yeah. Didn't ignore the question. Bypass, ignore, did not ignore the question. Upeksha means ignoring. Did not ignore the question. Answered. That's the idea. That's the idea. Ityartha. That's the idea. That's the meaning. Okay. Now the commentator says here, Brahmaji said, Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga, Avehi. That's what he said in the beginning. Of course, he says later. He says a lot, but now the first sentence is Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga, Avehi. That's the first sentence. He answered. Why he said this? He says here, Brahmavidyayaha Sakshat Bhaktum Ashakyatvat Tadarthasya Brahmanaha Vang Manasa Atitatvat Ataha Sopayantaram Aha. Now, Ashvalayana asked for Brahmavidya. Now, what does Pitamaha say here? Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana. Know by these. Know by these. Know through these. No, what? That is not answered yet. No? Brahmavidya is not taught yet. He says the upayas, the means he says. Why does he say the means here? First of all, he says Brahmavidyayaha, that understanding, that wisdom, Sakshat Vaktum Ashakyatva. Shakya is possible, Ashakya is impossible, not possible. Vaktum, impossible for what? To what? Vaktum, to say. In what way? Sakshat, directly. Suppose somebody asks a question, can you show me a pot? I can show. Here it is. This is Sakshat showing. Okay? Directly showing. You asked what is a pot? I say this is a pot. This is Sakshat I am showing. But then suppose you ask what is Brahman? Look at this is Brahman. I can't be shown like that. As an object it cannot be pointed out. Therefore Sakshat Vaktum Ashakyatva. It cannot be directly pointed out as an object. Therefore, why it cannot be pointed out as an object directly? Therefore, tadarthasya, he says, tadarthasya, the artha, the content, the meaning of Brahmavidya. What is the content of Brahmavidya? Brahman. That is Brahmanaha, tadarthasya. What is the tadartha, the content of that vidya? What is the subject matter of that understanding? Brahman, Brahmanaha, Vang Manasa Atitatvat. It's beyond the scope of speech, of words directly. And also, it cannot be known as an object by the process of inference, guess, etc. Vang Manasa Atitatva. Atita is beyond. Okay? It cannot be grasped by as the meaning of, direct meaning of any word, or it cannot be objectified by the process of thinking, analyzing, right, guessing, etc., inferring. It's beyond Vak and Manas. Then How do we understand then if it is beyond words? Not as Vachyartha, we have seen this already, not as Vachyartha, but as the Lakshyartha. This we have seen in the Vakyavritti, also we saw in the Brahmanusandhana, that is Swarupanusandhana also, we saw Manovagatitam, Vishuddham, Vimuktam, we saw there. So, Brahman, Atman, Ishvara is not pointed out as the Vachyartha of any one or any number of words, but only pointed out as the Lakshyartha alone. Even Ishvara, as the Lakshyartha alone, it can be pointed out, really speaking. Because Brahman is Ishvara, therefore it's only Lakshyartha, not by Vachyartha. It's not an object, an individual, separate object to be pointed out. This is Brahman, this is how it is. It cannot be pointed out like this. Van Manasa Atitatva, and therefore still it has to be known, it can be taught, it can be understood, and the result of knowing this can be gotten, namely moksha, and therefore ataha, therefore sa upayantaram, with the upayantara. Upayantara means the other means. What is the other means? The means which are necessary to understand Brahman. Sa upayantaramaha. What did he say? Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yogat, Avaihi. Okay. Shraddha, Astikya Buddhihi, Bhaktihi, Bhajanam, Tad Eka Tatparya Buddhihi. He defines, he explains Shraddha and Bhakti. Shraddha means trust. What does it mean? Astikya Buddhihi, the understanding. Buddhihi, the understanding, the initial understanding that it is Asti. In this way it is. Asti iti Buddhihi. Asti, this is how it is. What it says is right. Satyam Asti. It is true. That's how it is. That is the understanding. That is the initial understanding, the trust. Here, that the buddhi is not complete here. The person has not understood yet what is Brahman, what is Atman, has not understood fully yet. But in order to understand, the learner has to start with trust. Right? Start with trust here. Here, if you want to know what is a pot, and you ask me, show me a pot, what is a pot? Then I show this pot, this is a pot. And pots are like this, big or small, like this. Here, with reference to this, you don't need to have trust in me, right? Why? Because it is pratyaksha, you see, you can see it for yourself. There is no need for trust, so that after applying the trust, after having trust, you will see the pot. That's not needed here, because you directly see the pot. Right? You see the pot directly, and therefore there is no need for Shraddha in the revealer here. Because pot is an object. To know an object, an entity which is other than me, I don't really need Shraddha. Of course, with reference to certain things, I may need, but things like pot, etc., I don't need Shraddha here. I need to see, that's all. Where is the need for Shraddha here? But certain things which are very profound, which are not within the scope of eyes and ears, etc., and yet a very meaningful text talks about that, reveals that, and Guru also with all sincerity talks about it. Then what should be my proper outlook towards that? Yeah, what the Shastra says must be true. I don't yet know that it is true yet, but I say that it must be true. Why? I don't see any reason why the Shastra should lie, should tell incorrect things to me. I don't see any reason. And also why the Guru must say something unconnected, incorrect. Why must he say? I don't see any reason. It must be right. Right? That is starting point of knowing here. Therefore, Shraddha. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Only a Shraddhavan will understand. Right? Without Shraddha, it is just not possible to understand. Why? Because I will not pursue. Without Shraddha, I will not pursue that. If I don't have Shraddha, suppose Guru says, no, you are Brahman. Brahman is Satyam Jnanam Anandam. I will just brush aside all something meaningless, something all air, big air. Brahman, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. No meaning. All air. And then puts on a holy air, high air, sitting on a high pedestal. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahman. Bubbu, Dubbu, Bubbu. Only big air out there. So, I wouldn't take what it means. I wouldn't look at what it means to me, how it relates to what I am seeking. I wouldn't pursue. Without Shraddha, one would not pursue that. It's necessary for one to use the pramana, right? Unless I use the pramana, I will not understand what it has to reveal. Right? Swami gives the example of this. This fellow has some eye problem. This fellow goes to an eye specialist, and then the eye specialist gives some treatment, and then puts a, what do you call that? The iPad, etc. iPad, E-Y-E-P-A-D, iPad. Okay. And then after 2 days, he is going to open this, and then this fellow is very anxious. Will I see? Will I see? Then doctor said, yeah, today we can open your iPad, you can see with your eyes. He holds the hands of the doctor. Doctor, sir, please assure me that I will see. You assure me that I will see, then I will open my eyes and see. Yeah, you open your eyes and see. Yeah, no, I don't want to be disappointed. You tell, first assure me that I will see, then only I will open and see. Okay. How can this poor fellow assure me this? Right? This fellow has to open eyes and then see. Then only the fellow can see. No, assurance. What assurance? So without opening the eyes, without seeing with the eyes, how can the fellow see? There is no other way, right? Therefore, so too, how do I know what the pramana has to reveal, what it has to say, what it has to tell, what it has to contribute? I have to use it. Like even I have to use the eyes to see, so too I have to use the pramana, employ the means, employ the pramana, so that then only I understand what it says. Without understanding the pramana, just like that I sit and what will come? Nothing will come. I may have some insight about myself, but then that is not jnanam. Therefore, I have to employ the means. In order to employ it, I have to have a shraddha in it. This is a pramanam. I have to employ. Therefore, even to use the pramana, I have to have shraddha. That's why it is said when we see in the Tattva Bodha, Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Satyatva Buddhi, Satyam iti avadhirana. Right? Satyatva Buddhi is Astikya Buddhi, is Shraddha. Okay. We'll leave it here. We'll continue tomorrow. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunayama Devaha Bhadram Pashyet Makshaviryajatraha Sthirairangaiti Stushtavanumsastanuri Yashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vriddhashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti Nastarkshyo Arishtanevi Swasti No Brihaspati Dadatu Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Tasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru